Hey everybody, and welcome to part 6. Now today we'll still be expanding because we can never stop doing that. Another thing we're going to do is pay a lot of attention to our prisoners and do some heavy micro on them because, and I mainly blame my layout for this, we can do a lot better than this. And that's why, guys, I'm planning to do a special episode where we start over completely and we're going to use everything we've learned so far and build ourselves the biggest and best prison so far. So that's something we can look forward to. However, there's still a couple of things I want to teach you guys, so let's get to that. Now, remember how first episode we said we're sick of these cracks and this ugly stuff? Well, that's one of the things we're going to be dealing with today. And the other thing will be something more related to our prisoners. And that's the first thing I want to get to, because it's been running out of hand here. There's been contraband everywhere, everybody has knives, everybody's been getting injured. We don't want that. So we're going to do a couple of things to try and stop that, or at least minimize that. I hope it'll help, so we'll see. Now, I'm talking about the metal detectors. So we're going to get to building a couple of those. Now, there's a few things you want to pay attention to before you build them. So first of all, we're going to put them in front of our main rooms. Now remember, they're very expensive, 1,000 each, so don't go crazy on them. Now the problem that I have here is I have double doors everywhere. So again, due to my bad layout, it's going to cost me a lot, but that's okay. We're just going to do this now, just so you guys can see what it's all about. Right, so I'm going to remove these two lights, because one of the first places I'm going to want these is in front of the canteen. And another place that lots of violence always seems to occur is the shower room. So I'm going to do that, the same thing here. That light can stay. And now we're going to remove this door because we only want one way in. We don't want to spend, even more money on metal detectors. So that door is going to go and it's going to get replaced by a wall as soon as my workers arrive. Now I had a little problem as soon as I loaded in, and that's that this fence was missing again. I still don't know what's causing that, but remember to keep an eye out for it, guys. Now we're going to close this off and set it to that's strange. There's a gap here. That's very dangerous. So let's close that off as well with a wall. It's a good thing we noticed that right on time. Now as soon as that fence is removed, we can put these two walls here. While that's going, I'm going to check around. I don't want this gap to be here. So I'm going to put a wall down there as well. That makes it kind of close off now, doesn't it? Yeah, we're pretty closed off. Good. Now, where is that little place that I wanted to close off? That's here. There we go. So that's that. We could even turn that into another shower or toilet if we want to. Don't know yet. Now let's get back to the metal detectors. Now the thing with metal detectors is, let's get to the placement of them first. So we'll grab our metal detectors and of course, hang on a minute guys, I'm going to deal with these noisy prisoners, but not through the utility screen. Why are you noisy, sir? And why are you even in here? You don't have any sort of punishment on you, so let's give you a search and hopefully debug you. And here was because we have no guards around. Yeah, I know there's a lot of prisoners and I should be building more cells. So, before we get to the metal detectors, let's actually quickly build some more cells and make some more room for the next guests that will arrive. So let's get back to the beds. Here we are. I'm going to do this quickly because we've done this so often on cameras and I'm sure you guys know how this is working by now. So, some TVs, let's check our cache. We're still okay for cache, so we can put in our TVs, but not the large ones, because remember guys, the large TVs don't work just yet. That's that, and finally our cell doors, and then we'll hook up the utilities and we'll have a few more cells. Not much, but it'll do for a while. Right, I'm actually gonna stop spending because I noticed our balance is a bit short, so let's speed the time up. Add a couple of doors and then we'll do a bit of microing and see what's what, see how our schedule is working, if it's fine. Right, so the next thing we were doing was utilities, so let's bring the pipe over. That one's hooked up, so this will do. Good. And are we gonna move this one down or not? Yeah, let's move that one down. Now let's hope that it'll cover. It should reach. It might not. We'll see. So let's get out of there. Now, unfortunately, we only have enough left for one metal detector, so we're gonna have to speed up time a bit. Let's have a quick look around for now. So, it's yard time. We want to move our guys to the yard really quickly, because we still have a lot of contraband problems that we will deal with. Now, since everybody's here and bunched up, let's give them some searches. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can punish for some bad deeds. Now, the good thing about searches is, if you do them on a lot of prisoners when they're grouped up, it pulls all your guards over, and you don't have to start clicking and dragging. So you're kind of getting the best out of it. Oh, and it looks like our prisoners are making good use of our benches here. And we're gonna add another one, because they're satisfying, sorry, their need for comfort. Yay! Okay, so that's a couple of searches going on. Looks like they haven't found anything. Strange. Usually they're swarming in contraband, but shouldn't be complaining, I guess. Got a couple of injured guys here. Don't want to move the nurse over just yet. Oh, looks like someone's been busted with something. That's always good. And that's about it, I guess. They're leaving again. Yeah, we didn't find much, which is a good thing. So let's go back and let's pull a few guards here. And all the rest can come to the cells. Why is this door set to staff only? Let's change that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here we go, here we go. A little fight going on. Does anybody have any weapons on them? Doesn't look like it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's get our doctors on it. Let's get them healing. And let's get her healing. Now, let's see. How are we on balance? It's 6. We got a couple of hours to go. Now, these cells are ready, so let's designate them so that our prisoners can be moved here later on. And at least it's not much, as I said, but that's 5 guys out of here again, so that's good. Let's hurry up and get the guards over to the canteen before we have more fights. Those guys don't have to be here near our ever-bugged prisoners. Oh, and we have more doors set to staff only. Yeah, that's very annoying. You gotta watch out for that, guys. Apparently, your pathing is not that good, because these guys just want to get up here, and they could have used this door, but yeah. So let's dismantle this in-between door that we no longer need, and same for this one. Again, it has a couple of people stuck behind it, so that's something you want to pay attention to, guys. So let's dismantle that. But hey, another lesson we've learned for our ultimate prison, right? Right. So, these guys are going to be moved. Oh, we got a couple of injured people still. Let's get the doctor on that, and let's get him on that guy. He's late for dinner. Now, how are we on dinner? Oh boy. It seems like we're not keeping up with supplies. Let's see. Although there is a couple of meals left, but I don't think it would have been enough. So the question is, do I need more cooks or do I need more cooking food? Geez, what is going on here? Another fight. Yeah, it's time we get those metal detectors up. It's a couple of hours to go till midnight, so let's keep an eye out on everybody. Don't need to be 2 guards here. In fact, there doesn't need to be any guard here for now. We want all our guards focused here. And it looks like our doctors will have a lot more to do again. So let's send a couple of them down, and as soon as they come back up, we'll have them heal that guy. He's out. That's good. Now, everybody has free time now, I believe, so that means they'll kind of go satisfy all the needs they have left before bedtime, so that's good. We want that. Now let's see if we've been moved up here. Good, the doctor's on it. That's excellent. Doctor, could you come here and heal this guy? Because I don't think anybody's going to bring him up. Okay, so now this guy needs some healing. We got a guard here. Those guys are just chilling. Oh, time to pull our guards in again. Hate how they inch outside. Now, is it almost midnight? We got 2 hours to go. Our officers are still designated. There seems to be a toilet here. Let's dismantle that. Don't know how that happened. That means we might have a toilet missing somewhere. Here's okay. Let's have a quick look around our cells. Might have been, because when prisoners break down stuff, I've noticed that items seem to be teleported around the map. So you want to keep an eye on that none of your cells are missing stuff, so people get bored. Now he's bored because he's not supposed to be here, so let's try and move him. Let's give him a search. I don't think it'll help, because that's the guy we were just trying. Why are you here, sir? Let's get you down there. Now let's get the medics. Unfortunately, they stopped auto-healing, but that's okay. We'll give them a little push. There you go. Now, why is this guy not being moved? Oh, that's a shame. Is nobody coming to move him? Because he can go, and as soon as he goes, he'll go to his cell, and he'll be fine again. Ah! We got money. Good, good, good. Right, now let's set up our system here. Let's get our guards back in. You're annoying me so much, sir. It's a shame that we can't debug you because you're very noisy. Okay, so about the metal detectors, let's get them, and let's put 2 down to cover our doors. Now it's gonna cost a lot. Ouch. It's 2,000 down. Now, you might be happy with this and say, cool, that's gonna work for me now. But pay attention, guys, it's not. Your prisoners are not going to be using these. Why? Because this diagonal angle here is also a way for them to get in. So keep that in mind when you build your metal detectors. And believe me, most prisoners will avoid them at all costs. So what are we going to do to counter this? Nothing fancy. We're just going to put 2 walls to the side. Now you can use fences if you want as well. We just want to prevent it so they can't walk diagonally into this room. Now we'll do the same thing for the canteen. So let's get our brick walls. Here we go. And our metal detectors. We still have room for 2, so that's perfect. There we go. Now, normally I want one in the holding cell as well, but it's going to be very pricey. I could change it over to a one-tile door. I know, our prison isn't very efficient, but we've stated that before. We were going for a bit of combination of semi-efficiency and fashion, and so that's going well. Now we're almost at full capacity here, so the more we're going to build, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. These guys are still fiddling around here, so let's give them a little shot and hope that they will be moved. I doubt it, so let's see if we can manually move them. No guard wants to. Maybe a guard wants to search him and debug him. Sometimes it helps, as we always say. Did we get that guy injection? I don't know. Looks like searching isn't helping them, unfortunately. At least that guy zoomed out, so that's good. Well, let's get these guards off. They don't have to stay on these bug guys. Oh boy. And they've inched out again. Arrgh. We don't like that. Okay, now this guy is still bugged. Oh boy, we got a lot of bugs going here. At least our new cells are occupied. They have no TVs yet, because they have no materials. Strange. Hey, why don't you have materials? You have boxes? That's very, very strange. Is there a way blocked maybe? Let's make sure it's not. No, why is that door here? Without fences, let's get that removed. It's redundant. Interesting. Interesting. Let's cancel them and put them down again. We have the money and we have the TVs in reserve, so as long as we have the cash, we can do this and it won't cost us anything. There we go. Now hopefully that'll be that sorted. Yep, here they go. Moving TVs. Good. Now, what else do we have to do? Well, I kind of want to see my metal detector in action, so I think it's shower time around now. Yes, it is. So let's see if everybody's gonna walk through them. This door has been removed, and here we go. Everybody has to go through them. Excellent. So let's hope that stops a lot of nonsense that goes on here. And yep, everybody's getting auto search now. So basically that's what the metal detector does. It kind of alerts the guard that the prisoner that walks through it has contraband on him, so a guard would automatically walk to them and search through them. Wow, can you see all this contraband here drop, guys? Jeez, good thing we got those set up. Okay, now there's still a bit of ruckus down here, but that's because all the guards are now moving. Everybody away that had contraband, but that's okay, we still got a few left. So yeah, our system worked. Nice. Right, now, how about our cells? Did they get TVs yet? Yes, they did. These cells all have TVs? They do? Uh-oh. We've got a little fight going on. And again, that's mainly because there's such a massive concentration of prisoners here. It's something you want to avoid. Because all these showers here have been occupied. The other prisoners are just standing around waiting for showers, and they get bored and they start fights. So that's a layout problem. I blame it for that, I know. But hopefully we'll get it fixed, you know, when we do our new series. So let's send a couple of doctors over. Here we are. Now let's get to the part where we go over those nasty cracks and stuff in the wall. We're gonna make everything look better. Now, the first thing we're gonna do for that is we're gonna hire a couple of cleaners, or janitors as they call them. Now they're 500 each, so unfortunately I'll only be able to do one, but that's okay, it's enough for me to show you what he does. You're gonna love this guy, trust me. Right, he's running off to the kitchen now, and oh, he's starting to clean, and look at this, the tiles are starting to beautify. Nice. Keep it up. Now you can do some fancy stuff, so we can start putting some fun floors down. Let's see, what would we want in the kitchen? Let's just get some ceramic floor in the kitchen. That looks nice. Now remember, this stuff is expensive, so I can't do this just yet. But you get the point. Now, one thing we can do, though, is some walls. Now, I've noticed that these concrete walls actually look really, really good. Now, I'm going to do a small side here, because unfortunately I don't have the cash for it. But as you can see, once they get built, it's going to look really awesome. And I can't wait to do everything with that. So I'm going to pause the video for a bit, and I'll continue later, and I'll continue off camera, and I'll make sure that I have the money, and I'll get all of this done, and I'll let you see what this prison is going to look like once it's been tidied up. You'll see it'll look much, much better. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hello, and we're back. Now, don't look at all the red is all I can say. There's been lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of incidents, guys. Lots of them. So I've been kind of microwaving my doctors around, added a few medical beds, but most importantly I've been adding these concrete walls here. Now they're in materials, and down here, concrete walls. Don't they look great, guys? I love it. I've added some floors inside my cells. As you can see, I built more cells. And I've added what I call my super deluxe cells. As you can see, every cell has a bookcase, a TV, bed, shower, and a toilet. So these prisoners should be super happy. Even though a couple of them are in lockdown, let's ignore that. There's been no riots. There hasn't been a shit ton of escapes, and you know what? I'm actually going to click on it, guys. I haven't clicked on it yet. Dun dun dun. 49 escapes. It's a good thing that system isn't implemented fully yet. Or I think we'd be pretty screwed, right, guys? Right, so let's get these guys healed up. Now, don't you love it though? I'm loving it. I've added as much as I could of these concrete walls, some tiles in here, some fancy tiles in here, and I've built a huge workshop to up my finances a bit. Added a lot of workers to get it done fast. That cost me so much money, but I'm gonna start sacking them now because we don't need you guys anymore. And all the riots, again, I want to add, that is mainly because of my layout mistakes, but we've learned a lot, and that's good. Now, there's two things down here also that I like to talk about. I'm going to make sure that everybody is kind of has a guard on them. Yeah, that's looking good. All these guys are waiting for lockdown, or they're a bit bugged, but that's okay. Right, you see what I did here? I added another row of cells here. But I'm going to use my concrete walls now to not only complete this. Now I haven't touched the offices yet, that way you can see how that stone looks compared to this. I think it looks much better. Now we're gonna add some in between walls here if we can. Hope we didn't muck up with the design. One here and one here, and this will be a super deluxe cell. No, a mini super deluxe cell. Right, so that's that. I'll build that. Now hang on a minute, let's deal with these guys first. Where's all the guards? They're still in the canteen. Let's move them down. There we go, that's that. Let's search that guy. He came in there suspiciously fast. There's no running in this prison. Do you have something on you, Chris? Huh? Huh? Why were you sprinting? No? Okay, fine. We'll let him off the hook then. As you can see, I also added a couple more beds to the holding cell because it was really necessary. Everybody was very unhappy here. Added some tiles to make it look nice. And my cleaning guys, let's see if we can find a couple, have been really busy with keeping the walls tidy. I've also added another cleaning table because it was very necessary in the kitchen. They couldn't keep up anymore. So we did that. Now note that you don't have to pay too much attention to space. Your guys will they'll still use it. It's not a problem here. Because even though it doesn't look like it when you're constructing it, the building is actually smaller once it's built. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about aesthetics. Our metal detectors have been doing their jobs as always. Now we're completing these cells. Here we go. Now do you see what I did here? I built this wall right next to my power station. That's something you don't want to do, guys. Avoid that. Because what I just did is I kind of diminished any chances I had of 3 more capacitors here. So I can't even build those there anymore. I'll have to break it down, either the wall or the power station. So that's bad. Make sure you leave at least 1 space for capacitors. While we're at it, not 3 because it's very expensive, let's add 1 more. In fact, let's add 2 more because I noticed I have one in reserve. Let's go back to utilities and place that other one. Here we are. Because as you can see, we're almost out of power. That will shut the entire network down, and it's a big pain because you have to manually click on every single one of them and turn them back on. We don't want that to happen. So there we go, we have a bit more capacity now. Now let's go back to dealing with a couple of the injured guys. And yeah, so it's been good. It's been going okay, besides all the injured people. Added tons more cells, but as you can see, it's still not enough. We'll still have to keep going and going. The kitchen is actually not big enough either anymore. I need more serving tables for all these guys. The showers are a disaster because of all these prisoners that come here and bunch up. It's bad. you want more showers or bigger showers. But that's something we'll address once we do a proper playthrough of the game with all the skills that we've gained so far. Hello again, crashed again. I'm so sorry about that. As I was saying, I was going about and healing everybody. Now there's something I'd like to point out here. I don't know if you noticed earlier on, but I didn't have a grass tile on these fences here, and the same thing here. Now I want to show you something quickly. What's going to happen is if I change this into grass, what these guys are going to do is they're going to come here and put grass on it, but the fencing will disappear. Now that's a big problem, because this is our fence that leads outside, and if that's gone, then that means our prisoners can run away, and we don't want that to happen. So let me show you how you would deal with something like that. So let's hit the play button. Let's say you're going at it and you're like, uh-oh, wait a minute, that's bad. We'll hit the lockdown button right here. Now what this does is it sends all our prisoners back to their cells, or they're forced to stay in their cells. No matter what their regime says, it could be dinner time right now, it doesn't matter. They have to stay in their cells. So that gives us time quickly to kind of fix this, but still, you know, leave time running. And know that our prisoners can't escape. There we go. So that's that. Now our workers are going to come here and they're going to build this. Now you could say like, oh, but I can do this when it's paused. No, because when the game is paused, your workers won't be building. There we go, and that's that fixed, and we can remove the lockdown. Now, unfortunately though, we just noticed that the fence replaced the grass again, so that's an aesthetic thing that we can't fix. Oh well, I guess we learned something on camera again. That's what we're here for, right? Yeah. Right, let's move the guards up to them. Here we go. Now, I put up a little fence here as well, because I didn't feel too secure with just that door here. So now I feel a bit better about it. I'm going to sack another workman, because he's in my way. Now, do you remember that we had our janitors here, and they're keeping our insides clean, our walls free of cracks, mostly? Believe me, they do. It's just I don't have enough workers. That's why you see a couple of cracks here still. But we still have those cracks on the road, and on the grass, and all that stuff. You know, why is that still there? Well, that's because the janitors don't deal with that. To deal with that, we'll have to hire some gardeners. So let's hire 2 of those guys, and we'll watch them, and they'll start cleaning everything for us on the ground. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I said it again. Okay, come on guys. Well, they'll be doing it. Here you go. There they are, brushing away, cleaning all that filth. Look at all those weeds. We don't want that. Good, good. Now, moving on. I believe I addressed all this. Now our power is doing fine. Our janitors are busy cleaning. We have a little block job here. Let's see what that is. Dump rubble. Let's cancel that. Now another thing I quickly wanted to go into is a couple of my stuck prisoners. Now there's something I've kind of found that might help in case you have some stuck guys. Let me see. Now there's a chance that it might not work. So you know about searching them, you know about trying to move them. Those are all things you can do to debug them. Now another thing you can do is, searching is probably not going to help these guys. Now we got to find someone that's going to work on. Usually it works on handcuffed prisoners that are injured, because they're the ones that tend to bug up, like these 2 guys here. So let's try a few times. What I'm trying to do here is right click on him to get another job cancellation. Now this guy's fine, we don't need him. Now it works, I promise you, it's worked on a few guys before. But you just gotta find the right... What's this? What's going on here? Oh boy, because we just reloaded our save, it looks like a couple of our rooms got undesignated. So we gotta take care of that really quickly. Again, another reminder that we need to do this because we're playing an alpha. Now did that get designated? Yeah, it did. Hey look, this is something weird in the storage room. Let's undo the storage room by holding down right mouse, dragging, and then let's redoing it. Don't worry, it doesn't cost us any money, so we're free to do that as much as we want. All our cells are fine on first glance. Our super deluxe cells are fine. These guys haven't been assigned yet. The canteen looks a bit iffy, so we're going to reassign it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it doesn't look entirely right. I think a certain section is missing. Yep, there we go. The medical ward is fine. The morgue is fine. I think we changed people again. Remember, it used to be Aston. Now it's John Welsh. I think he used to be white. Now he's different. That happens. Uh, yeah, this is a problem though with this big room. Even though I set this door here to no staff, it doesn't seem to work. They still seem to go through it, unfortunately. I'm gonna try it with that door, because I don't want my staff to be cleaning here. It's a waste of time. Nobody's using this. I want them downstairs. So how about you, Mr. Janitor? You come down here. I'm gonna try and set this door to staff only. And then hopefully that'll fix it for us. Are you going down happily? Here we go. Now let's set this to staff only. I'm gonna set this one to everyone, because I have kind of have an idea why it's doing that. I think it's because this door here is defaulting to open. So what I'm gonna do is dismantle it. Hey, more box fixing, guys. And these bricks shouldn't be lying around either, but that's okay. So we're gonna dismantle this, and let's see if we can debug some of these guys here with our right click. Here we go. Now we have job queued, move prisoner. Now at first, as you noticed, it started out yellow, and it did again because the guard is busy. Now if it's yellow, it means that the job is queued, and if it's green like this, it means somebody's on the way. So hopefully by moving him like this, we can debug him, because the standard making him right click and move never worked for us. Here comes the guard. Now, come on, guy. Come on, guard. Get him moved. Move, Duncan. Is it gonna help? Is it gonna help? Unfortunately not. But it does work on certain guys. Trust me on that. So always try it. You never know. Oh, meanwhile, this is happening. Now, here we have another escapee, unfortunately. That is because when one of your staff runs through those doors, they'll be able to run through it as well. Now luckily we only have one guy who did that, so the rest will be sorted. I cannot stress enough that all this is happening because of my poor layout. Let's get all the guards here, let's get them all arranged, and let's put everything on lockdown. This is the kind of time that you also want to put them on lockdown, so you can get everybody to their cells, and your guards can deal with everybody that has to go to lockdown without more riots and whatnot starting. Attempt again. Unfortunately, oh, maybe that will debug him. I don't know yet. We'll see once the guard arrives. In fact, let's hire more guards for demonstration purposes. Here he is already. He's moving him. Nope, it didn't do him any good. Ah, that's a shame. So we'll leave him be. Now, I've tried it with these guys. Sometimes it works. Your job blocked. This one should work. Let's try and cancel that. But I don't think that was on the guy, actually, so let's ignore that for now. Everything is closed off. Our gardeners are hard at work. Disaster strikes. Everybody's been contained by the looks of it, though. The rest are going to move to their cells, which is good. So that's kind of what you want. Another thing I want to point out in terms of bugs is, as you can see here, a table's missing. How did that happen, you wonder? Well, that's because of these fights here. What happens is prisoners damage objects at the time, and if they damage it enough, it'll get destroyed, but, well, not completely destroyed. Let's say misplaced, and due to a bug, what happens is your items get teleported somewhere on the map, and as you can see, our missing bench ended up here. And it's still placed, so it counts as it being placed there. So let's dismantle it and put that back. Now we have a couple more fights here in the super deluxe cells. Looks like our prisoners aren't really appreciating them. I think we'll have to move them to more less comfortable cells, such as the solitary rooms. Wow, that's a lot of people that need to be debugged. Now remember, you don't want to keep the lockdown on too long, because they won't eat, they won't satisfy any of their needs, and that's not good. So since most of our guys have been contained now, I'm going to remove the lockdown and show you a couple more things before we end this episode about our regime. Let's see, that's all okay before we start that. Yep. Good. As far as research goes, by the way, I've kind of done anything that matters right now. You still want, you might want your warden, but, sorry, not your warden, your security guy, but these things don't work just yet, so that's something that we'll have to wait for at a later time. So we're not going to waste our money on that. I didn't even have to get the chief of police, and, looks like people keep escaping because our workers keep using the doors. Now, something I could have done was set the doors to staff only to prevent that from happening, but that's all tiny little bit of micro that you need to do on time. So let's get these guards back here, and let's have a look at this. Regime, here it is. Now, look at this. This looks completely wrong on first sight, right? Well, that's because it is. Now again, this is a bug that I've noticed that happens. It seems to reset itself a lot of times, and it's very annoying. But there's nothing I can do about it except for reset it over and over. Like, we don't want all these meal times and shower times and stuff, and especially here at 8 a.m. we don't want them to be doing anything. We want this to be the time that they're locked up in their cells. Now 10 though, we can have them go eat because they'll get hungry by then. I don't think 9 is enough because they'll still be moving the prisoners when something goes wrong. So let's set that to nothing. And we're going to set this here to free time. Oops, I misclicked there. Free time. So that means that they'll go do whatever they want if they're hungry, or, well, they can't eat if there's no food. But if they want to shower or relax a bit, they'll do that. So that's them happy right before they have to go in lockdown for 3 hours. And that's what we want. We want to keep them happy and contained. 5-6 hours of sleep, that's fine. Now there's way too much eat time here, so we're going to remove that. Take that away and turn that into free time. We're going to do the same thing with the yard time, because we don't want that. Because if this is yard time here, it means all of our prisoners are going to rush to this tiny, tiny yard. And there's going to be fights and murders and God knows what. We want to avoid that. So we're going to replace this with some more free time. There you go. Now they'll enjoy that. Now we have them in lockdown before and after meals, so they're nice and secure. 1 more hour of free time before bed, so they're happy. And before they get up. Nice. Let's see how this works out for us. I believe it's morning right now. No, it's evening, unfortunately. Well, actually, that's a good thing after a riot, because that means everybody's about to go to bed. And you have time to clean up, get everybody healed. And as you can see, there's lots of people that need to be healed. Now, other than that, we're nice and secure, so I think this is the right time to end this. And I think I've pretty much showed you guys everything I want to show you, so I hope you've learned some things. As you can see here in the cells, I've kind of gone for a custom pattern. I've put concrete floors in the middle, and these are metal floors, just for layout purposes. They have no meaning, no value in the game. It's just to make it look nice. This is mosaic tiles. I placed these here. Now remember, don't do this. Bad. You're blocking capacitors. You don't want to do that. So those are kind of the lessons we've had. Anything else? Remember, you want a good amount of guards, but not too much. Don't forget about your wages. Add cookers, even it out with your storage. You don't need as much storage as you have cookers though, because they place stuff on the ground, and you can see there's lots of meals here. Remember your janitors, they keep your insides and your walls clean. You have the gardeners, they keep your grass and stuff, and your floors, clean up those cracks, so your prison looks nice. Now don't forget to add more and more serving tables as you get more prisoners. Workbench in your yard, phone booths so they can satisfy those needs. Don't forget about your research guys. You have to have all these guys. Give them offices so that you can lock stuff in your bureaucracy screen. We have our cells. Always keep expanding your cells, because prisoners will keep coming and you need the income and you need to keep them happy. Now you don't have to have these super deluxe cells as I do, but you know, this was just for fun and see how it goes. Solitary also does not have to be this big. This was again just for looks. Let's see, your showers, this design, again, something you don't have to do, and I would definitely not make my shower so small, or I would add more showers. Don't forget about our metal detectors. Remember, diagonally, your prisoners will walk past them, so you want to keep them covered with 2 walls. You don't have to power them, strangely enough. You know, for me it would make sense that you'd have to, but luckily enough you don't. Now, because there's been so much violence, I added a couple of medic beds, so that's good. Unfortunately, yeah, lots of bug prisoners still. You can try and debug them by, remember, searching them, trying to move them by right-clicking, or just trying to right-clicking on them and get a job queue on them. If it's yellow, it's good. Just wait till it goes green. Hopefully someone comes, moves them, and debugs them. Now, I misplaced these shower drains here. Remember, you want to put them on the tile next to the shower, as you can see here, because what I have here is, because I only have 1 wall, the water is still escaping. It's not good enough. So do it like here. This seems to be a good system. Anything else I want to discuss quickly? I think that's about it. I don't know why I have this drain window open. Sorry about that. Remember to have lots of beds in your holding cells so your prisoners can sleep, a couple of benches as well, toilets. Remember to keep their basic needs satisfied. You could add in TVs if you want, but remember, it's only one TV per prisoner and big TVs don't work yet. One room I remember I haven't covered yet, but it doesn't seem to have a lot of function. Let's see if we can get it up really quickly before this episode gets too long. Let's put it up here, a small room. The room I'm talking about is the common room. Now what you seem to be able to do is put stuff like pool tables and TVs into it, kind of a relaxing room. And it doesn't seem to have much function and use just yet, because they can do that here anyways, so meh. Now, as you build more, and if you're going to be building bigger, remember to expand your deliveries a bit, because you can only fit as much materials as you can fit in these slots for your workers. So you'll get stuff that's blocked, and you'll get jobs that are blocked, because they can't have the materials, and it won't get completed, and that's not good, especially not if it's crucial systems. Also, remember to micro your medics occasionally. Oh boy, we have a lot of stuck people in here. Let's try and right-click on a few of them. Store prisoner in medical bed. Yeah, lots of cute people. Looks like this guy is still injured, so let's give him a little pokey-wokey and see what happens. And let's get the nurse to give the guard a pokey-wokey because he's injured. There you go. So that room is built. Now let's add a jail door here, or any door, doesn't matter right now. Looks like we have a jail door to spare, so we'll do that instead. This guy magically made a jail door appear, and he's now going to happily place it for us. Nice. Okay, maybe a couple of lights to make it look good, and so they won't walk around with flashlights all the time. Now notice that I haven't placed any CCTVs just yet. That's because they don't work. And they look like shower heads at the moment until you place them. But yeah, ignore these guys, they do nothing. Sprinklers, I've tried them, they don't seem to do anything at the moment. Maybe they keep your grass tidy over a very long period. Don't know yet. Have kept them around for a while, but like I said, I haven't noticed anything yet. Your electrical chair, again, is something you don't really have to bother with in this mode, because you don't get any prisoners that have to be executed, so again, you can save money on that, or just build it for aesthetics. It's all up to you, of course. It's your game, your rules. Let's get that common room in here. Let's get some utilities hooked up to it. Here we go. And then we can start putting some objects in it, like the pool table, for instance, and maybe a couple of TVs, and how about a bench? There we go. Now it all looks nice and tidy. And I think we covered just about everything then that we wanted to cover. So I'm going to continue with just a normal series where I start over on maybe a large map, I don't know, but it's going to be less tutorial and explainy and more of a I'm going to see how I play the game and work on an efficient prison instead of this. Oh, I don't even know what I want to call this, but it's a mess, guys. It's a mess. People are bleeding. There's been a murder. That guy's identity changes a lot. Lots of people are trapped forever in a time zone without time, beyond time, in a galaxy with no future where they just stare ahead and blink occasionally, being shoved aside by a doctor who doesn't even care. But that's the fate of bug people. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.